Hello guys, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, and here we are today with a product review. More than just a product review, I want to talk about this company here. This company here is Anyz. It's not N-E-Z or N-E-Z or an I-use, it's Anyz is how you pronounce it apparently, and it's Tom's surname. Tom Anyz is a one-man band, it's a small little business, and he makes some absolutely wonderful products. Now, you have seen me do reviews in the past, if you've been with me for a very long time, which most of you have, or a lot of you have. You've seen me review his products in the past. They are very, very good, they are very, very different, and they are very, very specialised. You haven't heard me talk about him much lately because back when Brexit happened, Tom pretty much stopped shipping to the UK, so it was impossible to get anything from him. When I was at Milton Keynes a couple of weeks ago, as you know, I was speaking to my good friend Phil Fisk, and I asked him where he got some particular items from, and he told me that Tom was now shipping to the UK again. I was like, yes! And when I saw some of the products that Phil had used, I got in touch with Tom, and he has delightfully, thankfully, sent me some. So thank you very much for that, Tom. So I'm going to show you those bits today, but first of all, I just want to briefly go over what we've seen in the past, because I've got the bits and pieces here, although there's one thing I haven't actually got out, which is over here. So the first thing I'm going to show you today, he does these precision cotton swabs. They're very similar to the Tamiya ones, but I think they're a little bit softer. I fancy they're a bit softer, they're a bit nicer to use. The Tamiya ones tend to be quite hard. I do like using these. If you just don't go opening the packet, all I do is make a small slit in the side of the bag, and then as you can see here, you can get one out. Okay, and you can see they are flexible, they are lovely to use, and as I say, I fancy they're a little bit softer than the Tamiya ones. But he does just these two sizes here, I believe, unless he's expanded his range. But there's the type 1, which is the pointed one, which is here, and then there's the type 2, which is like the sausage end, which you've just seen. So that's those. He also does these wonderful brushes. You've seen me using these from time to time, no doubt. They're a 20 knot and a 5 knot, and they're made by Calibri. They are absolutely awesome, and these have been used with all sorts of paints. In fact, I've been using them today, painting some bits on the Lancaster, and they've been used in all sorts of solvents, paints and stuff, and they seem to be working really, really well. They haven't got much of a point on them, as you can see, anymore, but as soon as I put them in paint, they're lovely. In fact, they're almost like a chisel end on them. I really do like using them, so they're lovely. Decals, he does lots and lots of decals, and these things are wonderful. This is the Universal Label and Stencil set, part 1 and 2, and these are both in white, as you can see. And what it is, it's showing you on here in black so you can see them. When you look at the actual decal sheets, it looks like a blank decal sheet, but there's actually white stencils on there. And what these are for, you can see on here, they're designed for going around knobs and buttons and stuff, and you've got some placards on there, and then here you've got some dotted lines and there's some ladder type things there, and there are all sorts of different bits and pieces you can use to make your instrument panels and your side consoles look amazing on your jets. Like you can see here, you can see there, they're used around those dials, and you've got a placard there. There's another one sort of thing you can see here. So you can see on there what they're for, what they're designed for. Really, really cool. Really, really nice. So that's what they are. They're the part 1 white for 1/48 scale. Got part 2 as well. And then you've got part 1 and 2 in black for 48 scale. So you can see the actual size of them on there next to my hand. And you can see you're getting many of each one. You're not just getting 1 or 2. So they're really nice, and they really make your consoles pop. And then we've got the same thing here. We've got part 1 and 2 in white for 32nd and 35th scale. So you can see the size of them. It's a much bigger sheet, obviously. And then we've got the same here in black in 32nd and 35th scale. So very, very nice indeed. And you're probably wondering, I've had these for a couple of years and not used any. I haven't done any jets, have I? I don't think I've ever done a jet on this channel. We'll have to get on and get something done, won't we? So that's those. And then over here, this is the final one of the decals. We have the Universal Placards and Symbols, scale independent, which is nice because obviously you've got placards which are this big in real life, and you've got placards which are this big in real life. So whatever scale you're building your model in, you might want to use them, whatever. But you can see on there, you've got all the different placards on there, and you've got the These are what you put on your turn handles and stuff. So say you're doing a, you know, a big scale submarine, for instance, with a door, that'll be like the decal that shows you which way to turn the hand wheel or whatever. And these placards, as you can see, they don't actually say anything. They're just all dots and stuff, but it looks like words when you're in scale. And as you can see on there, you're getting many of each one. You can see, like down here, if you look at that, just that symbol there, that red dial. Sorry guys, I swallowed a frog then. You got the dial, then you've got 5 of those on there, just that one, and then you've got over here again in black, as you can see, and then you've got the lines as well. You've got these wonderful like hazard lines and things on there, which are really good. Very, very handy. You know, as I say, if you're doing a modern jet and you're using the plastic parts, you're not getting any 3D printed bits and pieces, then they're going to be ideal. Okay, so moving along, we have here, these are some of his resin bits he does. These are wonderful. These are 32nd scale spark plugs. Okay, so you can see on there what they are. They're spark plugs. And these are wonderful to use on your radial engines or whatever, if they're really visible, or if you're doing open cowlings and that. And as you can see, they are absolutely gorgeous. They're really fine, tiny little things. And you've got the spark plug with the crank lead, you've got the straight one, and then you've got the one without a cap on. And really great how to finish your aircraft models off, your aircraft model engines. So that's the spark plugs. And then next we've got the line connectors, and these are the T-type. Okay, so as you can see, what you're getting is a straight and a little piece. So if I show you these close up, you will see that there is a large straight on the side there, and then you've got the little large nubbin that will go onto the side of it. So that's going to make you a T connector or a straight connector. It's so small, it's difficult to see, but they are absolutely amazing, and as I say, fantastic for hydraulic lines and stuff. Then we've got 1/24th scale spark plugs, so they're just the same as the 32nd scale, but obviously bigger, so they're going to be wonderful for your Airfix Hellcat, which is, I believe, what they were developed for. Then we've got line connectors here. These are straight line connectors, so these are going to be like your hydraulic fittings or whatever, and you can see they're just straight versions of the T-type. And then here we've got dials and knobs, 32nd and 35th scale, 200 pieces in here. And you can see on there, if I can get the camera to focus and show you, there are lots and lots of tiny little dials and knobs on a little sprue, so you could just drill a hole and put them in or whatever. They are absolutely awesome. So if you've got an old kit, or it's a less popular kit that doesn't have, you know, the aftermarket for it and everything, there you go. Or if you're just using your plastic parts and you want to add some dials and stuff to it because they're missing, or you've accidentally sanded them off, there you go. And they're going to look a lot better than anything that's just molded on. So that's those. So if you're looking at all these connectors, you might be thinking, well, how am I going to connect all this up? Well, you could use lead wire, you could use anything really. But what Tom's done is come up with these two, and these are the 0.5. Okay, so these are the 0.5 braided lines. So obviously you're going to decide whatever scale you're doing. If it's 24th scale, then 0.5, what's 0.5 is going to be 12 mil. So 12 millimeters in real life. So sort of that's the size of a sort of a hydraulic line or something. And then there's also these over here, which are 0.8. So in 24 scale, that's going to be like, what's that? About 16 millimeters, sort of 15 millimeters, something like that. So they're really good. And there's all the different colours here. You've got black, you've got grey, silver, white, red. There's a green there. There's a blue. We've got a yellow. We've got a gold. It's copper, that one, sorry. And then you've got a rust brown, and then we've got a dark red. That one's called petrol. And we've got that one there, which is a dark green. So you can see you've got all the different colours there, and they're really nice to use, because if I get this one out and show you, what's the beauty of these is, in fact I'll get this one out because it's easier to see it on this one. The beauty of these is, if you use lead or copper or whatever, it's just like a straight line, whereas this actually looks like a proper braided hose. If I can get it to focus close up, you can see it's got this braided finish to it, and if you look, it doesn't all unravel on the ends like some do. It's really nice. It's not completely flexible. You can see here I'm moving it around. It's not all just hanging like a loose piece of cotton, it has some resistance to it. But the beauty of it is you can bend it up really tight and roll it around. It doesn't kink like a vinyl pipe would. It's just lovely, lovely stuff. And it's just one dab of super glue, glue it into the fitting, and you're done. And then, like for plug leads and stuff, you know, if you're using the finer stuff, you can see it's going to be absolutely ideal, because if it was connected here and connected to something over here, say, you can see it just follows that natural curve that it would do in real life. It doesn't all droop and hang and kink and start to, you know, go out everywhere. It's absolutely wonderful stuff. Fantastic for car modelling if you're into car models, or you want braided hydraulic hoses or whatever. Absolutely awesome. I have used this on a couple of bits and pieces in my past. So there we go. So that's the point A, and in that one you get the black, the silver, the white, black, silver, white. I haven't got any red for some reason, I don't know why. Green, blue, yellow, and there's a brown, and then there's a green at the end of it. So you've got all the colours there. The beauty of them is they're like a cottony sort of vinyl and nylon-y sort of material, so you could actually put some acrylic paint on there or wash or whatever, and then wipe it away or have it flake off or whatever, and then give you that proper weathered look. So why am I doing this today? The reason I'm doing this, as I said, I got in touch with Tom, and he actually kindly sent me another envelope with some goodies in. So this guy is so classy. You can see he's got, you know, even these stickers, please do not bend. It's absolutely, this company just oozes class. And you'll see when I open the envelope here, you know, we've got Anyz with compliments. You know, the other thing I don't get, a lot of the times it says, like it says here, Anyz.io. Like it does on here, that Anyz.io. Alright? But on this one, it's got Anyz.de. So, I don't know. I guess either works. But, you know, a compliments card with that on the back, and, you know, the fact that it's a card and not just a slip of paper, it's so professional, so beautifully done. And then I saw this, and I thought, what's that in there for? You know, and it's basically a card. You fold it, stand it up, so you can use it at a show, whatever, so please do not touch. Or you can have your advertising Tom's company. And they're like 35 cents each on his website. What a brilliant idea for having it at your model shows or whatever. Again, it just looks professional. So, this is what I was talking to Phil about, these buckles. And I'll put a picture up now of how they look. You can see here what Phil's done. He's used these on a quick boost seat, and he's added all the buckles around the front of the seat, the ones that the leg restraints and everything, and used these buckles. So you've got 30-second scale there, and you can see all the different shapes and sizes. And then, in fact, if I get them out, you'll see them a lot easier. There you go. Let's get the, if I can get the card out as well. Come out. There you go. I could use the grey card as the background. You can see on there all the different shapes and everything you've got. Absolutely gorgeous. And you've got lots and lots of them. You've got the fold over type ones there. You've got the straight sort of plug-in buckles there. So you could even get away with using those for a car, I think. But they're very, very nice indeed. And they're, as I say, they're 30-second scale. You could also use them on 35th, no doubt. But they're for modern jets. They're not for the World War II stuff. So bear that in mind. But they're great if you're going to make your own, make your own belts out of paper or whatever, or if you want to use some old wine foils that I think people use. But you've got this, and the same thing there in 48 scale. And you can see on the back some of the parts require bending, and you can see how you're actually making them up. We'll have the same on the back of here. It's absolutely incredible. It's really, really nice. And you can imagine, I don't know what they're all called, but you can imagine what they look like, what they're for. Okay, so really, really nice. And as I showed you in the photographs, really fantastic. The other thing that caught my eye was these. Now, these are seatbelt stitches. Yes, they are seatbelt stitch decals. And we've got them in black and we've got them in white. Now, you may be thinking, what? Why do you want them? I'll put this picture up again. Look at those seatbelts. You can see how they pop with the stitching on, and that's these decals on there. And it really, really, it's one of those things you won't look at the model and say, oh my god, look at the seatbelt stitching. But when you look at one with and without, the difference is phenomenal. So I really do like these, and they are absolutely stunning. You can see here we've got black and we've got white, so you've got all the different patterns there. You can see on there So you've got your straight stitch in there you can put along the edges if you want to, and then you've got all your different patterns for the stitching on the ends of the belt. So really, really nice. And on the back you can see here there is all your stitching. You've got loads of straight lines there, and you've got all loads of the other sort of ones here. They're going to probably last you forever. They'll last you a long, long time. You've got the same thing in white, and as you can see on the front, you're going to use the white ones on the brown or green belts, and then you've got the older American stuff was that sort of off-white colour, so you use your black stitching on there. So yeah, really, really nice. It's mental, isn't it, what you can get these days. Now here we've got metallic edition. I didn't know anything about these, but they are universal placards and symbols in aluminium and scale independent. So obviously you get, as I say, placards this big, placards this big, but you sort of look at them like this and you think, well, what's it all about? And then when I get them out, you will see, I'll be honest, this is actually the second time I filmed this review because I was stunned at how good these were, and I was sort of a bit lost for words. I didn't really know what to say when I was looking at these, so I thought I'd film it all again. And there were kids screaming outside. But basically, you look at these are, if you look around this area here, I'll try and catch it in the light, you can see they are actually like aluminium, the sort of thing you'd see like on an older car where you had the aluminium plate which was riveted on and then the individual numbers were stamped in. That's what these are, and they've got this aluminium background to them. So they are absolutely stunning. They're really, really nice, and they're quite thick. I can feel them on the paper, so they're going to really sort of they're going to probably take a wash around the edge, so they're going to look amazing on your model. And what have I done that? They're going to look absolutely amazing on your model. They're going to look bloody brilliant. So I must use some of them in some little places. I should imagine on the sides of seats and stuff. You can see he's got them here like on an undercarriage leg by the look of it, or in an undercarriage bay, that is, yeah. So very, very nice indeed. And then finally we've got these here, universal lines. And you may be thinking, what do you want them for? You've got 0.07mm all the way up to 1.5mm, and these again are in aluminium. I don't need to get these out. You can see they're in the shiny aluminium finish, and as you can see, they're wonderful for this, for, you know, straps on undercarriage legs holding the brake lines on, or you know, Jubilee clips around hoses and stuff, around the end of a hose. You know, sometimes you might want to paint them on, but how fantastic to have that. And again, I can feel those through the paper, so they're going to be quite thick, they're going to be pronounced, and then when you put a wash on, the wash is going to pick up around the edge. So I'd imagine if you did like a white undercarriage leg and put these round, we'll have to try it, and put these round, I'd imagine the wash would pick up on the edge. But then I guess you might have a carrier film on there, so I don't know. We'll have to give it a go, but very, very nice indeed. Lovely looking item. So, you know, it's just, as I say, this is what Anyz is all about. It's about these little products that you won't even think you wanted, but when you see them and you hear about the uses, it's like, oh yeah, I'll go for that. So there we go. Now go take a look at the website. This isn't his complete range I've got here, but it is a lot of it, and he has kindly sent me all of this over the years. And as I say, he is now back online and able to sell. He's also now into Canopy Masks. He's also doing, to make, if you don't want to buy these parts and you've got a 3D resin printer, he will sell you the program so you can make them yourself, which I think is admirable of him, because, you know, so many people could copy his stuff and sell it, but obviously that's not happening, because I guess he could sue them if they did, I don't know. But he's doing the digital programs so you can actually make these yourself. But not only that, he's doing a lot of like F14 bits, like wheels. I can't remember, some other bits and pieces on there I saw for the F14, and you know, you can buy the program and make them yourself. So what a fantastic idea. And I'm tempted to get a 3D printer if I'm honest, because I'd love to be able to do that, especially if he's doing the programs, because the one thing I wouldn't be able to do is the programs. So yeah, very, very good indeed. He's also brought out a book, or he's played a part in making the book or whatever. I'm not quite sure if it's his book or if it's somebody else's book, but it features, it's called, what was it called? Perfect Pits is what it's called. I've got it written down unless you can't tell I'm reading. It features Jerome Veen, Will Patterson, who I think is an amazing modeller, Tom Anyz and Chris Meddings. And they're basically 4 projects throughout the book, and it's showing you how to build the perfect cockpit. And it's not just, we all know about these books you can get these days where, I'm not going to mention any names, but they will tell you that you can get this effect by using this product. They won't tell you can get this effect by mixing such and such paint with such and such thinner and then putting a bit of gloss varnish in it and blah blah blah. They won't tell you that. They'll tell you can use this product to achieve this. It looks like this book is very much about scratch building, doing your own lines. Obviously they're going to promote Tom's products if it's his book, but it's not all about buying these and how to use them. So I love books like that, and so I've ordered that book this morning. It's €18 plus delivery, and really looking forward to that coming. And with Tom's permission, I will review it as soon as it arrives, because, as I say, I love books like that. So there we go. So thanks for watching. That's been a review of all these products. It's basically everything, it's pretty much everything Anyz does. He sent to me. These brushes are amazing. They are really nice. So yeah, get yourself some of those. And as I say, if you're lucky to have a 3D printer, get on over to Anyz and have a look. You could print stuff to your heart's content. I'm not sure if it's limited to one use or it'll only last so long or whatever. I don't know if it's possible to do that, but I'm tempted to go and look at a 3D printer now, because I just want to be able to print stuff. It would be great, you know. I don't know. Anyway, I'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching. This has been Nigel's Modelling Bench with a review of the Anyz products and company. So thanks for watching. Bye for now.